All right, so let's see if this works this time, because the last time I tried to do a live broadcast, just even a few minutes ago, the Facebook app crashed on my phone, so we'll see how long this lasts. So anyway, on my way home, Andrea, a.k.a. Warrior Princess, is driving. I'm not, obviously, but I was struck by something, and I wanted to kind of throw this out to you guys, and feel free to leave it in the comments if you listen to this later. So, I have trained in martial arts for 12 years. I have several black belts, more in what people tend to refer to as traditional martial arts. It's such a loaded term, but I've learned a lot. It's helped me to be prepared to study more. Had direct applications in my life, and there are definitely applicable to self-defense in a lot of respects, at least the techniques that I have learned. I know people personally who've used them. I've also studied for the last 4 years Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've done Judo for a little over a year, and I've been to a bunch of seminars, done Krav Maga, not consistently, just a couple of seminars, and learned a bit of Tai Chi and Qigong. Recently had some handful of classes in Muay Thai. And the question people often ask me is, what is the best martial art? And, there really isn't one, in my personal opinion. There is there are certain techniques that are much less likely to be applicable in certain contexts, any weapons training I have is unlikely to be immediately applicable to a judo match, but there might be some principles that carry over. The bigger question is, what is it you want the martial art to do? And that's a better question. And obviously the best martial art is the one you actually train in and learn. So if you really want to learn Kendo, but there's nobody around you to teach you how to do sport form Japanese swordsmanship, well, then it would be perfectly fine if you wanted to learn something else, because that was what was available to you. So I don't know. I just think it's kind of a weird thing talking about this martial art's better than this and this martial art better than that, if you're wanting to apply. And then also this idea that that martial art wouldn't work because blah blah blah, or there's certainly are techniques again that are more applicable than others, but to immediately dismiss an entire art, that hundreds or thousands or even millions, I don't know if millions, but thousands of people may have studied, or even if it's a particular offshoot of a larger family of martial arts, to assume that art has no value, I think is a bit pompous, really. I think that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I've mentioned I've studied for a little over 4 years now, has tremendous value for multiple cases, both self-defense, especially for women, I think. It's a great workout, it's a great test of will, you learn so much about yourself, and I'm glad I do it. That's why I continue to train in it. At the same time, I have a friend of mine who has extremely brittle bones and is very prone to injury to begin with, and for her, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu really wouldn't be safe. So for her, that wouldn't be a good martial art for her. And for her, she's recently taken up, I think today she had her first Tai Chi lesson, and you know what? Maybe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is more immediately applicable for self-defense, but for somebody like her, she wants to learn to move better, to be healthy, to have, and that's one of the more immediate one of the more valuable reasons why I have taken up Tai Chi and Qigong through the mind boxing course and some of the principles that I learned in person from Sifu Harinder Singh.
So just a curious thing. Since even in the course of my given week, I train a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, at least one class a week, usually only one class a week in no-gi Jiu-Jitsu. I train with several different instructors from several different lineages at Studio 540. And then, of course, I do judo throughout the week, mostly at Studio 540 with Jacob and Justin Flores, but, I also go up to Sanchi Judo. And I've done some Muay Thai recently. I studied a little more traditional karate and some other things from Mario Schaap. And then, of course, I can still continue to progress, if a little bit more slowly, in Guardian Kempo, which is my first art. And they all have value, and all of them teach me something. And if I didn't think they had value, I probably wouldn't be studying them, because it would just be kind of a waste of time at that point. So that's just kind of my ramblings at this point, and I guess I see value in all of them. That's why I train in them. So just be I don't know. This isn't like a preachy thing. It's just a thought. But maybe if you disagree with somebody, if you're not really as big a fan of a particular art, maybe just show a little bit of respect, and just don't assume that other person is a complete moron for studying Aikido or Shotokan Karate or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai. There might be a reason why, and maybe it's more than just self-defense. Maybe they're fascinated by Japanese culture, or maybe they're interested in competing in Taekwondo. Or maybe they're trying to train in a martial art and not get hurt in the process. Some martial arts are very, very hard on the body. Judo is one of them. And if you are concerned about being injured, it might not be the best discipline. Now, some other more experienced judoka may otherwise disagree with that. I haven't heard any that have, at this point, contradicted me on that. So just show some civility, and just realize other people have some things they can share that have value. So I think that's probably it for now, because I'm a little bit apprehensive about the prospect of this app crashing while I'm in the midst of recording. So this is Joshua Loya, the Aspiring Servant Warrior, signing off, and I wish you all the best. God bless you, and I love you all. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not going to sign off just yet. I'm looking at all these comments. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, Mary and Eric and Seth. Hey, Mary. I'm looking at these comments now. And she loves me. How about that? Or at least a little heart in there. So, but I wanted to give shout outs to the people who are listening. Anyway, I think I'll do this again, and I feel comfortable with the audio format. I got to rig up some sort of video thing where I don't have to have somebody else hold or set up the camera. And then all of you guys can see if I've recently blown my nose or not. Yeah, that's a really weird way to end the broadcast, I know. Anyway, all right, this is it. I am leaving the virtual airways. Good night.